Why TBC? What's the deal? Well, according to BoxingScene.com, and this story was posted by Jake Donovan, so credit to him. It looks like Wladimir Klitschko is going to exercise his option for the Tyson Fury rematch. Let me read a little bit from the article to get you guys updated if you haven't seen it yet. Now, this was a message put out by KMG, that is Klitschko Management Group, from his press office. And it says, I was really frustrated directly after the fight, but after some short nights, I now know that I want to show that I am much better than my performance on Saturday. He also went on to say, I couldn't show my full potential at any time. This is what I want to change in the rematch, and I will. Failure is not an option. Now, also read on Boxing Scene that it says here that Tyson Fury will have to vacate his IBF belt in order to honor the contracted rematch option with Klitschko. The world heavyweight champion likely won't shed any tear over the move, such as fight stands to pay far more than anyone would be willing to bid on a fight with Glaskov, who isn't a draw by any stretch of the imagination and doesn't boast much upside aside from his being backed by main events and manager Igis Klemos. It also says that pretty much what they're saying is for Tyson Fury to fight Wladimir and meet him in a rematch, he's going to have to vacate his IBF title. They're saying that main events and Glaskov people that they wanted to go directly immediately to a purse bid that will take place December 11th. So there's a chance that Wladimir Klitschko, or not Wladimir Klitschko, but Tyson Fury will be vacating his IBF strap, which in a way kind of upsets me a little bit because you guys know that I'm big on undisputed champions and wanting to see undisputed champion. For this rematch, I want to see Fury and Wladimir in a rematch, but I would like for it to be for all three titles. Glaskov is rated #1 by the IBF. I went and looked at their rankings. The most current rankings they have is for the month of October. And they have Glaskov rated #1. #2 was not rated. #3 was Tyson Fury. #4 is Charles Martin, who will be fighting Dominic Brazil, I want to say in about a week or two here. Erkin Tepper, who is rated #5, who just called an injury yesterday and pulled out of the Robert Helenius fight. #6 was Stephen Cunningham, who has said he is going back down to cruiserweight. I think he's still debating about what he wants to do. And #7 is Artur Spilka, who will be fighting Amir Mansour here in a few weeks. So I hope they don't just, the IBF doesn't just give this title to Czar Glaskov. Hopefully he can, if Charles Martin wins that fight against Dominic Brazil, you would think the most logical thing to do would be to place him with Charles Martin if he beats Brazil, being that he is the next highest rated contender of the IBF. You would think that's the most logical thing to do. Who knows? Maybe they'll throw a tournament for it. I'm not sure. But what I do know is Czar Glaskov is rated #1. Could he fight for a vacant title? That could happen. But I'm trying to look at the schedule here, and I wouldn't want the IBF to, pick somebody out of the top 6 or 7 guys, for Glaskov to fight. Now, a lot of these guys have fights coming up. So maybe Glaskov can take a stay busy fight and then probably fight Charles Martin. Then Erkin Tepper's #5. Like I said, he pulled out, he was injured. But you give a guy an IBF title shot, injuries mysteriously, were not as bad as they were first reported. Now, there was no reports about Erkin Tepper, the seriousness of his injury. But usually, guys, they heal up real fast when it comes to title shots. Tyson Fury, although he will be losing the IBF, he will still have the WBA and the WBO titles. He'll still be a unified champion. He will still be recognized as the man since he beat the man, Wladimir Klitschko. But a lot of fans right now, they think that Tyson Fury is a weak champion based on his style. I think people are more impressed with he was able to just defeat Wladimir than they were impressed with the way he defeated him, the style in which he defeated him. It's just so more of, damn, he was able to actually, dethrone the king, sort of say. But people, they think he's a paper champion. And like I always said, man, even though he beat Wladimir, he didn't win a vacant title. It's not like Wladimir retired. People still look at him as a weak champion just based on his style, based on the way he fought the fight. He wasn't a come forward, powerful type of guy. People, they're putting him in the same category as a Marvin Hart or Tommy Burns or Johansson, or even when Michael Spinks beat Larry Holmes twice. Even, when Holyfield knocked out Buster Douglas, people still saying, oh, well, you didn't beat Mike Tyson, or, Marvin Hart or Tommy Burns, you didn't beat Jim Jeffries. So to those guys, they were not given their full credit when they were champion. But this will, I think, me personally, I think this will more solidify Tyson Fury if he were to beat Wladimir Klitschko in a rematch and beat him convincingly again. Now, the first fight, these guys were landing, 7, 8, 9 punches around. We want to see the action get picked up as fans, but this is for Wladimir Klitschko to figure out. He has to go in there and this is for him to figure out. He says he's going to go in there in the rematch and give us what he's worth when he's at his best. And I guess we'll see. But he got thoroughly toyed with in that first fight. Not necessarily beat down physically, but just mentally toyed with, out jabbed, outlanded. Just got toyed with in that first fight. So I'm curious to see what Wladimir looks like in a rematch. Just have to be more aggressive and let his hands go, man. If you're going to lose this title, Wladimir, if you're going to lose in a rematch, rather, go out on your shield, man. It's okay with going out on your shield. Now, I know it's easier said than done, but Tyson Fury just doesn't pose the threat of it as a huge knockout artist. It's not like you're in there with a Lennox Lewis or Prime Tyson or anybody like that, But yeah, people, a lot of fans, I'm hearing people, throw out names like Max Baer and Canera. They just do not believe in Tyson Fury right now. I gave him credit for defeating Wladimir Klitschko, but like I said, though, these other hungry guys coming up are going to approach the fight with Tyson Fury a lot different than the way Wladimir tried to fight him in that first fight. But we'll see what Wladimir does in a rematch. I think Wladimir is going to be Wladimir. I think Fury is going to beat him again. They're talking about, K2 Promotion is going to get in contact with Mick Hennessy, and they're going to, pan out everything and go over the contracts and where this fight should be fought at, whether Germany or the UK. I say the UK. Tyson Fury deserved it, man. He beat the man fair and square in Germany. I thought he won the first 10 rounds. Just my opinion. YTBC. I'm out.